We spend a lot of time and money trying to keep America healthy, but we always struggle in our economy. The thing is, we rely too much on other countries' exports to sustain our lifestyle. We started being a country that paid in credit and kept borrowing loans. We even used loans to buy stocks. On October 29th, the stock market crashed, the people couldn't pay back their loans, and then the banks failed. In addition, there was a huge drought. Huge dust storms that spanned the country covered the United States. There was a shortage in food and farmers could not get any money. Businesses laid off people because since they already lost all the money in the stock crash, they kept all their money and the companies failed and laid off many people. Germany had to pay Britain and France $100 billion because they signed the war guilt clause. They didn't have any money, so America loaned Germany money that they then gave to Britain and France, and then Britain and France then gave back to America. So it was kind of a ladder. But then when the American economy went down, so did the rest of the world. Because then America didn't give Germany any money, their economy went down, and then Germany wasn't giving Britain and France any money, and they had to pay for all their war damages. Germany didn't like this, because they needed the money. So then they turned to Hitler, because he said he had the solution. But Britain and France didn't like this either, because they were getting money from Germany. And the rest of the world who used to buy Britain's textiles couldn't anymore because their economy was down. So then they turned to Japan to get all the textiles. But Japan was in danger of inflation then. FDR was the president after Hoover. He said in the New Deal, which centered around relief, recovery, and reform. And that helped get America back on its feet and set up things like minimum wage and also put in codes for fair competition among small businesses and bigger businesses. He took money out of the private sector and filtered it through the government. And that helped the economy get back on its feet. The Treaty of Versailles was meant to keep the nations together and from starting future wars. But some nations were excluded, and they didn't like that. And those countries then turned to fascist leaders like Hitler. Britain and France thought that Hitler was being too severe, but they didn't want to cause another war, so they didn't do anything. And because of that, Hitler kept getting more powerful and more powerful. Because Britain and France were doing anything to stop Hitler, Germany declared war on America to get Japan to attack Russia. They kind of influenced them. They just came in with their tanks and tried to attack us. A lot of battles were fought in the Midway Islands. Japan came with airplanes and started trying to bomb, but no, America got the message and they attacked back and won. But the biggest technological advancement was a nuclear bomb. It just swooped in and blew everything up and incinerated it. It caused so much damage that we only had to drop 2 to get Japan to surrender completely. But you'd be surprised to know America didn't want to get involved in World War I. They wanted to stay isolated actually. But then Japan came and attacked Pearl Harbor, and then we got angry about that and we decided to join the war. The war actually helped the American economy greatly. Factories were being put into overdrive to make enough war supplies for the war effort. Women were being hired to work in factories for the first time. And also they hired Mexicans and other minorities to work in the factory. So like I said, 2 bombs were dropped by America. One was in Hiroshima and the other was in Nagasaki. The first one dropped August 6, 1945, and the other one dropped 3 days later. They completely obliterated everything. It was just a 16-mile spread of heat that incinerated everything. It is the most destructive weapon that has ever been used in war since. One of the most popular stories though in World War II was the Jewish Holocaust, which was run by Hitler, which basically included the mass murder of Jews. They were sent to camps where they were burned alive, buried, gassed, or they were worked until they died. They would torture them and not feed them. But some good also came out of World War II, like the creation of the United Nations, which is an assembly that still runs today that helps try to prevent future wars so that other countries can talk it out and not blow each other up.